Oh, you can also join our YouTube as well. Those who cannot join our WebEx can also join from YouTube. Is my voice clear enough, Madam Athirah? Yes.
Yes, it's very clear.
All right. Okay, I think we are starting, inshallah. Okay, Aisha, can we start? Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. All right, welcome to our second series of ELC151 webinar. Okay, last time we had the group discussion, if you still remember, we were discussing on speaking assessment, and for today, it is on reading skills. Okay, my name is Maisarah binti Norizam, and I will be your moderator for this session. Okay, first of all, we are very delighted to have Puan Athirah Shukri from our neighboring contender, UNIKL MITEC, as our speaker today. Thank you for joining us. How are you, Puan Athirah?
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation as well to all four of you. These are for your information. They are all my friends.
Kan, it's like a reunion. Okay. Of course, after PKP, we can still continue with this mode, kan? So still can be together, even though we are like not lah very far. Yet, but far, kan?
Actually, I'm
Okay.
just nearby. Initially I thought that this is like a physical punya class, but it's a webinar. I'm okay. I'm okay with that as well.
Kan, this is better, I think, because we can assemble everyone here at one time. It's very hard to do physical session nowadays. Okay. Before we start, it is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker for today's webinar. So Puan Athirah Shukri, as you can see, our lovely lady over here, she started her career in teaching way back in 2011. I do not know. How old are you, students, when you were in 2011? Still in primary, maybe? In several different working places, include UITM, UIAM, and as well Netherlands Maritime Institute of Technology, NMIT. And as I've mentioned, she is now the head of section, Student Development Section, UNIKL MITEC, Bandar Seri Alam. Okay, so this professional journey reflects her credibility and expertise to share with us valuable insights, techniques, and skills in reading. Inshallah, kan, Puan Athirah?
Inshallah, hopefully.
Inshallah. Before we proceed, I would like to do some housekeeping matters, okay? So this webinar is being conducted on WebEx and is also being live streamed on YouTube. So please make sure your microphones are muted throughout the session to avoid any background noise. We also encourage active participation to engage with our speakers. So please feel free to use the chat box on WebEx or the comment section in YouTube to ask questions or share your thoughts. So Puan Athirah later will address your queries during the Q&A session towards the end of the webinar. Okay, without further ado, I will now hand over the virtual floor to Puan Athirah. Please welcome.
All right, thank you, Madam Maisara, Madam Aisyah, Madam Nazra, and also Miss Mariam for the invitation. I'm very honored to be here today. Okay, so, and I really hope that everybody, the students here today gain ataupun you benefit from this session. Okay, all right. So I'm going to start. Hold on, let me just share my screen. All right, can you see it? Can you see my screen?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, along the session, throughout the session, I will be asking questions as well, not just you asking me question, but like Madam Maisara mentioned just now, it should be an active there should be active participation from the students as well. But I may not know you. However, I'm going to ask your lecturers here to call names whenever I need it. Okay, whenever I need it. All right. Right, so basically you guys have looked into group discussion last week as mentioned just now. So I'm going to cover the reading skills. All right. My name is Athirah binti Shukri and I'm just your neighbor here. I'm from UNIKL, even though I'm just nearby. I hardly see your lecturers, my friends here. Susah sangat nak jumpa diorang ni semua. Very busy people. All right. And we are going to cover on reading skills today. Okay. So before I start, I would like to ask you guys. Terus nak tanya soalan ni. I'm going to start away with questions. Which components of English that you feel is the most difficult? Is it reading? Is it writing? Is it speaking? Or is it listening? Which one? Anybody? Ahmad Azhan. I saw Ahmad Azhan joining the meeting. Lucky number one. Ahmad Azhan? Ahmad Azhan, can you hear me?
Can, madam.
Okay. My question is, which English component do you think is the most difficult? Reading, writing, listening, speaking? Which one?
Speaking.
Which one? Speaking. Why
Yeah.
speaking? Why speaking?
Because I'm
Another reason I chose you, other than your name pop up in my screen, is because your name is quite similar to my son's name. My son's name is Ahmad Alhan. You are Ahmad Azhan. Okay. Azhan, you feel that speaking is difficult. Which one is the easiest?
yes. Listening, madam.
Listening.
Yes.
Oh, you feel listening is easier. I feel that listening is difficult. Speaking is okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Azhan. All right. So some of you might feel that reading is difficult. Some of you might feel that speaking is difficult. But as long as you are learning, as long as you are using the language, you are good to go. Okay. So don't worry too much. So today I'm going to cover on the skills in reading. Basically, there are a few skills that is involved when you are reading a text or anything lah, all right? It can be newspapers, okay? So these are some of the skills that is involved in some of the skills that are involved in reading. There are skimming, scanning. You need to know on how to find clues in the text, which is the contextual clues, identifying main ideas, distinguishing main ideas and also supporting details, making inferences, information transfer and also drawing conclusion. Now, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys have actually learned this. It is also covered in your course in UIT. I'm not sure what is the code nowadays. During my time it's Bell 120 if I'm not mistaken. Sekarang dah tak ada kot Bell 120 tu when I did my part time in UITM. So these are also among the things that I taught in Bell 120 as well. Masa dululah Bell 122. Okay, so I'm sure you are familiar with these terms. Are you familiar with these terms? Do you know what is skimming? What is scanning? What is contextual clues? I'm sure you know that by now, right? So we are just going to regard this as a refresher course lah. Okay, just regard this as a refresher course for your assessment, whatever. Okay, so the first one is skimming, not skim milk, skimming. Okay, skim milk lain. Skim milk tu kalau lapar boleh minum, but skimming skills in reading is different. So skimming is a reading strategy where you don't read. Okay, when we are given a text, especially in an assessment like MUET or your reading test, you don't have the time to read word by word. Okay, so what you do is that you skim over the text. So skimming is actually a rapid reading punya strategy. Okay, so you read from one line, okay, just skimming through the pages from the first line, okay, like a zigzag motion. But you don't read word by word. So skimming is actually reading a text very quickly for what? To have a general information of what the whole text is. Okay, so there are a few steps. There are a few steps involved in skimming. You have to read. Okay, first you can read the subtitles. You can read the titles, subheadings, just to get some general knowledge of what, general information of what the text is all about. All right, and then if the text have illustration, then you look at the illustration just to have more information of what the text is going to talk ataupun discuss on. Okay, and then step 3, you read the first and the last sentence. I'm sure you have also learned writing in your course. Your lecturers here are all well taught on how to write how to write in English in any language lah. Okay, normally in writing, when an author writes something, they generally put the thesis statement or the whole idea, the general idea of the essay in the very last sentence or the topic sentence in the first line of the paragraph, which is why the first line of the paragraph and also the last last sentence is really important. So probably before you want to read the whole thing, what you can do is that you can skim through the first and the last sentence first. Okay, first you do that. And then skim over the text, taking any keywords. Now, sometimes when a text is talking about certain things ataupun certain topic or certain idea in particular, they tend to repeat the word again and again. Okay, so by looking at the repetitive words, you get some ideas of what the keywords are. Okay, so you don't have to read every word or every sentence. And step 5, you have to continue to think about the meaning of the text. Okay, once you have general idea, you try to make sense of the keywords and also the general ideas. So it works well. Skimming works well to find dates, names and places, and used to review charts, graphs, and also tables. All right, so that's skimming. Clear so far? Am I going too fast? If I'm too fast, let me know. Okay. All right, so we are moving on to skimming for context. So again, it's quite similar to skimming in general. So I'm going to skip this. There are 5 steps. There are 5 steps involved in skimming for context as well. You have to read. You have to look for italicized ataupun bold words, bold informations. Okay, sometimes there are bullets or points in the text, so you can get that to read that to get more information of the whole essay. Okay, so that is skimming. Now, you know skimming, but what is scanning? What is the difference or similarities between skimming and also scanning? Okay, so just like how I'm not sure you guys zaman sekarang still scan laptop or not, because during my time when we did our assessments and then our laptops are lagging, it starts to slow down, so we start to scan for viruses and whatnot. I'm sure you guys still do that, kan? Nowadays you still do that. So scanning is just like scanning your laptop. When you scan your laptop, you scan for viruses. But when you are scanning a text or a passage, you're looking for certain information. Now, scanning is quite similar to skimming. It's also a rapid reading, okay, a reading technique, which is you do it quickly. You don't read word by word. However, the difference in skimming and scanning is that skimming is you skim when you want to look for general information, when you want to have rough idea of the passage ataupun text. But when you are scanning, you are looking for a specific information. Now, different people have different strategy. They have different techniques when it comes to reading test or reading assessment. Some students, what they do is that before they actually dive into the text, they would actually look at the questions first to see what the question is going to what to look for, what to expect in the text. So depending on your strategy, if you are the kind of person who reads the questions first, you might have rough idea of what you are going to be asked, and you have the what do you call that, benefit of having the advantage is that you know what is to be questioned. So when you go into the text later on, you know what to scan, you know what to look for, you know what kind of information that is going to be asked. Okay, so scanning is quite similar to skimming, except that it is looking for specific information. All right, especially when the text is when the question in the preceding the text, the question asks you, okay, so this is in line apa, paragraph berapa. So you can straight away go there and you can straight away scan for the information there. So there are also a few steps involved involved in scanning. First, of course, you have to state the specific information that you are looking for, especially when you have read through the questions, and then try to anticipate how the answer will appear. Now, sometimes, even though the answer is there, bright as the day in that paragraph, in that particular paragraph, however, in your choice of questions, it's not going to be as similar as the one that you see in your paragraph. So you have to anticipate how the answer will be written in the MCQs. Okay, and then use headings or any other aids that will help you identify which sections. So like I mentioned just now, sometimes the questions will straight away ask you, go find this in paragraph, what paragraph or which line. Okay, so use headings and other aids to identify the information, and then selectively read and skip through the sections of the passage. Okay, after this we are going to look into supporting details. Now when you are able to distinguish the main ideas and also the supporting details, it's easier for you to skip whichever that is not necessary. Okay, questions so far on scanning? Clear, right? I'm sure you guys are familiar with this as well. Okay, so skimming and scanning. Right now, I have a text in front of me. Okay, I give you a few seconds for you to skim and scan before I ask your lecturer to give me a name. And I want you to tell me what is the general idea and what is the article this passage is going to talk about, this text is going to talk about. Okay, Madam Aisha or Madam Aisara, can you please stand by me one name? Okay, I'll give
Sure,
you
sure.
a few seconds. I give you a few seconds for you to skim and scan very quickly. Okay, before you give me a rough like some gist of what this passage is all about. Okay, Madam Maisara, can I have a name?
Yeah, you can call Amir Amsha.
Amir Amsha. Amir Amsha, are you here? Of course you are here. Amir? Terus ada yang
Yes.
linking. Amir? Amir? Can you hear me?
Okay, madam.
Alright. Amir, have you skimmed and scanned the text that you see in your screen right now on your screen? Okay, I want you to skim and scan very quickly. Okay, tell me what is the whole what this passage is talking about. What is it highlighting or what is it trying to point out? Okay, remember I tell you just now, focus on the first line and the last line. Amir? Are you okay, Amir? Hilang, Madam.
Mana dia pergi?
Okay, anybody would like to try? Anyone else?
Yeah, any volunteers from my class? Oh, by the way, he's not from my class. I just picked his name
Oh,
up.
it's okay, it's okay. Anyone else? Another name, Madam Mai?
Irdina Patricia.
Irina, you here? Irdina, are you here? Ke semua tengah makan ni? Lunch hour?
Yes, madam.
Yes, tak apa. You can do whatever you want. You can eat to your heart's content, but you can also listen to me at the same time, right? I'm the one speaking, but I just need your participation. Okay, who answered just now? Siapa yang jawab tadi? Yang tengah makan tu?
Me, Alip.
Okay, Alif. Okay, what is this passage is about, Alif?
It's about stress, madam.
It's about stress. Thank you, Alif. Okay, so boleh bagi Alif ni extra marks. Siapa lecturer dia? Okay, so this passage is generally talking about stress. Okay, focus on what, Alif? Generally, what focusing on? Alif? Hilang dah Alif? Okay, bar dia tak bar? Tak ke sambung?
It's about how to deal with stress, madam.
Yes, how do you deal with stress? The different measurements, okay? So if you look at the last line, this is actually the thesis statement. Okay, I'm sure you have learned writing, right? So the last line should be your thesis statement. So in this paragraph, you can see that the thesis statement is discussing on different measurements that could be taken to deal with stress. So how do you deal with stress? All right, okay, thank you, Alif. Now, moving on. Another skill that you need to master is the contextual clues. All right. Now, when you are doing your sitting for examinations or you are preparing for examination lah, not most of the time, because when you are preparing for something else, you are always on the phone, kan? You can always Google. But when you are in an examination, your phones are away, you don't have your dictionary with you, and you encounter words that you don't understand, words that you are not familiar with. So these are the clues that authors would normally drop in their essays. Okay, so you have to read between the lines. It's like Hansel and Gretel trying to find their way home. So they leave trails of breadcrumbs. Similarly, with authors writing any types of essay, they will leave all these breadcrumbs behind. Okay, so the definition for contextual clues is that it's the unfamiliar word that is not directly defined in the sentence in which it appears. Okay, now there are a few ways that you can find all these breadcrumbs. Okay, or the hints or the clues. It can be in the form of definition. It can be in the form of contrasting words. It can be in the form of synonym or restatement. It can be in the form of examples, punctuation marks, or inferences. Okay, I'm going to cover a few because the rest is quite straightforward. And for example, like punctuation marks are also used in definition. Punctuation marks are also used in synonym or restatement. We are going to look at the different strategies of contextual clues. Okay. All right. So the first clue, definition. All right. Sometimes the author is very kind enough to actually define it directly in the sentence. Okay. For example, it is always accompanied by commas or dashes or parentheses or words like as or that is and in other words. Okay, so let's say you come across this sentence. The manager wanted a weekly inspection, which is a methodical examination of all the equipment. Katalah, let's say, you don't understand the word inspection. Don't worry, don't panic, you continue reading. Okay, so you have to read between the lines. Sometimes the definition is before that, sometimes it's right in the same sentence, sometimes it's after that. Okay, normally you will come across definitions as the clue, especially in text or passages that is highly, that has a lot of jargons. Okay, that is highly technical lah. Okay, so for example, like this one, the manager wanted a weekly inspection, which is a methodical examination of all the equipment. So inspection here means what? It means it's an examination of equipments in this context. Okay, how do you know? Because it is defined. Here it's the author actually drops this word, which is. So which is ni dah directly defined. Okay, the meaning of the word that you don't understand. Okay, contextual clues number 2, antonym or contrasting words. So the unfamiliar word is defined by using opposite word. Okay, or something that is contrasting in meaning. Normally, the author will use words like whereas, unlike, as opposed to, however, in contrast to, but, or on the other hand. So these are clues that is used to show contrasting words. Right. For example, like this one. Unlike Jen, who was easygoing, Jackie was fastidious. So Jen is easygoing, Jackie was fastidious. The word unlike shows two different meaning. Okay, contrasting words ataupun antonym lah, opposite in meaning. So easygoing means what? Easygoing? Easygoing is like very relaxed, very calm, very easygoing. But fastidious is very apa? Agak-agak apa? What is probably the meaning of the word fastidious tu? What do you think it is? Just now definition is very easy. It's very straightforward. It's very direct. But when you are looking into contrasting words, synonyms, you have to think. So fastidious is of course different from easygoing. You can check here to reply to. Okay, so you can answer in the chat box as well. So fastidious is very particular, very depending on the context. Okay, so but generally fastidious means very particular, very detailed, a very detailed person. Okay, so probably those who are perfectionists, they have this kind of qualities. Okay, they are fastidious, very immaculate, very clean, very macam tu. Okay, so someone who is very detailed, a detailed person. So that is fastidious. Or sometimes contextual clues use synonym or restatement. Alright, so words with similar meanings are used within the same sentence or around the unfamiliar words. For example, her animosity or hatred. So you don't know animosity, but you are more familiar with hatred. Okay, so look for the word or here. Of her sister had divided the family. So animosity means hatred. Okay. Contextual clues number 4, inference. If you are from science background, I'm sure you are very familiar with the word inference. Inference ni when you have information, you have background information of something and you are relating, trying to relate the information with the context. Alright, so word meanings are not directly stated in the text, but definitions or unfamiliar words can be assumed by both prior knowledge or the context in which the word sits. Okay, for example, she was so famished that people felt sorry for her and gave her food. So normally food is related to being apa? Why do you eat? Why do you guys eat? Soalan paling mudah, the easiest question. Why do you guys eat? Halif Azwan. Halif, are you here? Azhanda. Aidani ni laki ke perempuan? Are you who is that? Halif. Okay, Halif, why do you eat?
Because I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Yeah, sorry.
Because what? What? I cannot hear you. Sorry. Because you're hungry, not angry. Hungry.
Yeah, sorry.
Angry lain Get your adjectives right. Angry lain, hungry lain. Okay, so you eat because you are hungry. But if you don't eat and you are hungry, you become angry. That one I agree. So you eat because you are hungry. So why do you think people give the girl food? Because she's hungry, hangry. Dia hungry plus angry dia jadi hangry. Okay, I can be hangry too when I'm hungry. So people you eat because you are hungry. So people give food because the girl is famished. So after this, when you are very hungry, you don't say I'm hungry. You say I'm famished. So up sikit your vocabulary. Alright? You upgrade your vocabulary. Don't use hungry. I'm famished. Macam tu barulah ala-ala Queen Charlotte kan tengah trending sekarang. Okay, so I'm famished. No problem, Halif. Okay? So, apa ni? What is this? So I'm just going to decline. Sorry. Okay. Alright, so moving on. Contextual clues number 5. Examples. Sometimes the word you don't understand is being described using examples. For example, okay, allergies like asthma and eczema can be caused by allergens. So probably you don't know what allergens are. So look again, continue reading. Such as, okay, so the word such as is an indicator that the author is giving you giving you examples lah. House dust, animal hair, food additives, eggs, and seafood. These are the things that causes asthma or eczema. Things that trigger. So allergens are the things that trigger allergies. Okay, clear So far, okay? Are you good? Alright. Are you okay? Good. Okay, thank you, Wan Amira. So if you are good, let's get good. Okay, let's see if you really understand what contextual clue is. I have cash prize. I'm going to hand it over to Madam Aisyah later. So Madam Aisyah, can you please take notes on the winner so that these winners can claim the cash prize. Nanti saya bagi seorang RM10. RM10 is quite a lot, you know. Boleh cover your lunch. Okay, it's limited to 10.
Athirah, let me share the link first, ya. Sekejap.
Sorry. Can you is it not does it not appear in the screen?
Yeah. They can also
Okay.
insert the green pin,
Alright.
kan? Forgot. Okay.
Yep.
Can the lecturer join and win the cash prize too?
I have three. I have three 10 ringgits.
This is fun, guys. Please, you should grab
10
this
ringgit. 10
chance.
ringgit can get you like what? Does it cover lunch and dinner there? I'm not sure how much, how expensive your cafes are, but it can cover like at least in a lunch. Sufia is here. Anis is here. Balkis, it's limited to 10 participants sahaja, yeah, because my Kahoot is the free version. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
How many
4,
participants again?
10.
Okay.
7, 8. Come on, another 2. 9. One more. The questions are all very easy. I only have like 10 questions. Satu soalan RM1. Okay. Okay. Oh, I can have more than 10. Okay, let's just wait for a few more.
Jangan, boleh lah, I think.
I'm not sure sebab just now dia mention 10 orang.
Let's
I
try.
thought 10.
How many is
Okay,
we
let's
don't
try.
know, yeah.
As many as possible. As much as possible. Okay, ready? Ready? Rugi RM10 tau. Seorang, tak kira podium nombor berapa. Okay, ready? I'm going to start now. Okay, 1, 2, start. Okay, first question. That is the sentence. So rash. Rash in that sentence means okay. Ada juga. Some of you still answered A. Yes, rash is an itchy skin condition. But not in this sentence. Okay? But good try though. Alright, congratulations. Let's see who's leading. Najiha Kamal. Kamal kot kan? Okay, so congratulations. Tapi belum lagi. Not yet. We'll see until the end. This is question 2. Okay, what is a cotton gin? Cotton gin. It's a machine, okay? A machine that makes the job of to remove seeds easier. So it's a machine, not the cloth. Bukan buat cloth lagi. Okay, Miro is now passing. Najah Kamal, dia dah moving to the top. Next question. Put this medicine on your arm and rub it into your skin. It will inhibit the infection's attempt to spread. Inhibit. It's inhibit means blocking or slowing down. Okay. Each organ probably in a different context, but in this context, it's blocking or slowing down. Miro, maintaining. Okay, next question. Question number 4. On the way to her room after just having been grounded, Tammy murmured something under her breath. What is murmured? Murmured. The mermaid. Murmured. Not mermaid. Whispering softly. This is quite direct. Who's on top? Miro is still on top. Question 5. A wonderful 98-year-old woman is working day and night to knit scarves to be sent as gifts. What a selfless person she is. Selfless means? What does it mean? Is it the red one? Is it the blue one? Putting everyone else before yourself. If you are putting yourself first before anyone else, that would be selfish. But this one is selfless. So you put everyone else before yourself. Okay? Alah, Miro. Miro is down one step, one position, one place. Fortunately, the explosion diverted the asteroid. So diverted is, what is the meaning of the word diverted? The one who answered the green one, you must confuse diverted with converted, kan? Convert is different, but dia vert jugalah, dia adik vert, but it's not the same. So divert means change the direction of something. Alright. Okay, Haziq. Question number 7. Poor farmer Chavez labors 16 hours a day. So this is also quite direct. Labors 16 hours a day and never has time for a vacation. He deserves better. Labors. Yes. Union, not union. Work. Okay. Labors means work in this context. Haziq? Trying to win the game? Friendship is a priceless thing. If Chris put a price or conditions on her friendship, it's no longer priceless. What is priceless? It has a missing tag, it has no value, it has great value, it is made of rice. Rice? Yes, it has great value. No value means tak berguna lah, useless. Okay, so priceless means it's of great value. Sangat bermakna. Iqbal. Okay, question number 9. Vince had to put his sunglasses on because the rays of the sun were so brilliant. Brilliant here means what? You have to make inference, you have to look into the context. Bright. It cannot be intelligent. How can the rays of sun be intelligent? So brilliant means bright here in this context. Okay, the last question. Let's see who's the top three. Who's going to win the prize? While others eat eggs, pancakes, and bacons for breakfast, Mike was content with a piece of toast and a glass of orange juice. Content. I'm sure there will be some of you who is going to answer A. Red. Content memang information. If you look at the thesaurus, it can mean information. But in this sentence, it means satisfied. You are okay. Okay, I'm happy with just eggs. I'm happy with just piece of toast and a glass of orange juice. Okay. So that is content. Let's see who's number 3. Miro is number 3. Congratulations, Miro. Isaac is number 3. That's my... Okay. Iqbal is number 1. Congratulations. I'm sorry I don't have prizes for runner-ups, but I do have prizes for this 3 in the podium. Alright. Okay. Happy? Are you happy with the 10 ringgit prize? I hope you are happy with that. With it. Okay, dah kita sambung. Okay, let's continue. Now, that is contextual clues. Yay, thank you. Even though Amira did not... Miro, are you Miro? Amira, are you Miro? Yes, I'm Miro. Oh, so one Amira is Miro. Okay, ni. Please contact Madam Aisha, okay? To claim your prizes. Okay, we are going to continue with identifying main idea. Kejap. Hold on, My Kahoot is still on. Oh, sorry. Alright. Okay, so let's continue with identifying main idea. Now, like I mentioned earlier in the skimming and scanning part, atau the skimming and scanning skills, I mentioned that normally when the standard writing, authors will normally put the main idea or the thesis statement, topic sentence in the very first part of the paragraph, okay, the first line. And authors, uniformly, they should restate the topic sentence in the last line. Okay, so when you are looking at a body paragraph, the main idea of a passage is the central thought, okay, message that you want to... Can you hear me? Okay, so the main idea is the central thought. So it tells you what that text or the paragraph is about. So when you are looking into thesis statement, it talks about the whole essay. But when you are looking into topic sentence will focus on that body paragraph. Okay, body paragraph will focus on that one main idea. Now, in an essay, for example, you have 3-4 different main ideas. So one main idea is going to be located in one paragraph, right? So identify the main idea. The main idea may be stated at the beginning of the paragraph. And the first thing you must do is to identify the topic or the subject of the paragraph. Some of the tips that you can use is that you look for the main idea in the first sentence. I'm repeating this again and again because I'm emphasizing that main idea should be put in the first line. The most would be probably in the second line ataupun the third line, but it's not going to be in the middle of the paragraph. It's going to be somewhere in the very beginning of the paragraph, and it will be restated at the very last part of the paragraph, very last sentence. Okay, so you can look for the main idea in you can look for the main idea in the first sentence or the last sentence. review the title for the main idea. Sometimes of course, the title is going to be talking about what the passage is about or the paragraph is about. Okay, review the material. If there's pictures, should there be any paragraphs or tables or bar graphs? Okay, those are all things that can help you identify the main idea. Okay, how do you distinguish between main idea and also the supporting detail? MI is main idea, SD is supporting detail. So main idea is general idea. It can be the focus. Okay, it can be your the focus of your body paragraph. But supporting supporting detail is anything that supports your idea, anything that gives more information, anything that clarify, anything that explain or describe your main idea. So supporting detail, it clarifies, it illuminates, it explains, it describes, it expands the main idea. Okay, and it tells you how, it tells you what. Okay, the WH questions: how, what, when, where, why, how much, how many. So these are the things that expands your main idea. For example, if let's say we look at this paragraph again. Here the thesis statement states what? It talks about different measurements. Measurements can be exercise. Different measurements can be meditating. Different measurements to overcome stress can be talking to your friends. Okay, so that would be the three main ideas. But supporting details are the ones that describe, okay, first exercise. How do you exercise? How long do you exercise? How many times do you have to exercise a day? Or you can talk about breathing technique in the exercise as well. So those are all supporting details to talk about exercising, to expand exercise as one of the main idea. Okay, clear eh? Faham? Understand? Can you understand that? Okay, so that's the difference between main idea and supporting details. So supporting details can be examples, it can be statistics, it can be quotations, it can also be definition, all right, description, steps or procedures. These all fall under supporting details. All right, let's have a look at the example. Main idea, supporting detail. Look at the first paragraph here. This is text 1 on the left, text 2 on the right. Nadira, are you here, Nadira? Nadira? Nadira is not responding. Let's see. Amani? Amani, are you here, Amani? Amani is not here. Hafiz Iqbal? Hafiz Iqbal? Hafiz? Hafiz? Muhammad Nur Hakimi? Muhammad Nur Hakimi pun tak ada. Tengah makan kot dia orang ni, madam ai.
Yalah tu, mungkin lah tu.
It's okay. Now, look at the first paragraph on the left. Okay, sometimes the paragraph, it gives you subheadings like this. Okay, if you get this kind of text, then you are lucky because it provides you with subheadings. So subheadings will normally be the main idea lah. All right. So here in the first paragraph on the left, you have the subheading. The subheading there is the main idea. It talks about keeping a price book. So what is keeping a price book? It talks about you need to know the price for this particular item in Speedmart contoh, and the price for the same item in 7E. So different stores have different pricing for different items. Sometimes it's cheaper here. This contoh laundry detergent is cheaper at Speedmart, for example, but probably it costs you more if you buy it at Tesco, contoh. Okay, for example. So here it talks about keeping a price book. Normally, before and if there's no promotion, the price of something is 149. Okay, the price of Coca-Cola, for example, is 149. But if it's on sale, it's 99 cents. So you keep a price book, but you don't believe in everything that you see in a promotional catalog, because sometimes it's just shiny flyers saying something that is on sale, but in fact it's actually cheaper even without the sale price dekat catalog tu. Okay, so you have to know your price. So keeping a price book is, it means that you need to know pricing of certain items. All right, so here in the first text, hold on. Okay, in the first text, keeping a price book is the main idea. The rest are all supporting details, especially the ones with, for example, so here this is obviously the supporting details because it gives you example. All right. Okay, look at the second one, the second article. The second article talks about, it discusses on management of stress just now. So here, remember, read the first line. Here, unfortunately, you don't have any subheadings. So you have to read, you have to skim and scan the text to look for the main idea. The main idea is normally in the first line. So here, the first line, the main idea is benefits of meditation and other relaxation techniques. So here it talks about meditation. The rest are all supporting details. Okay, especially this one. This is the prominent supporting detail lah. Okay, 1 or 2 20 to 30-minute meditation sessions can have lasting beneficial effects in health. So you give more information about meditation and relaxation techniques. All right. So in reading, next, what you need to know in reading is that you need to know how to make inferences. Like I mentioned previously, if you are from science background, I'm sure you are familiar with inferences. All right, before you do certain experiments, you come up with hypotheses. But once you have the result of that experiment, you make inferences. So inferences is normally based on prior knowledge. Okay, you make guesses, but in this context, you make guess based on your reading of that particular paragraph. So inferences are made when it seems like something has been left out. Okay, normally it's not the choices of answers will not be direct as well. So you have to make connections or conclusions that are unclear. And it happens when the text raises question but doesn't answer the question. Okay, what can you infer from paragraph 3, for example? So here, let's have a look at this one. Let's have a look at the previous. Oh, sorry. Okay, what can you infer from the first paragraph? Probably what you can say is that different prices, like I mentioned just now, different items in different stores are different stores have different pricing for different items. So that's the inference that you can make. Dia tak mention, it's not mentioned here. But you can make inferences based on the examples given, based on the sentence here. You need to know how much the item is normally priced. Okay, so that is one of the inference that you can make based on the first paragraph, text on the left. Okay. Information transfer. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are going to sit for your MUET or whatnot. I'm not sure if you have to sit for MUET, still have to sit for MUET, because in UNIKL, some of the courses, they are not required to sit for MUET, but I'm not sure about you guys. However, if you are required to have your MUET before you graduate, bear in mind that the text given to you will be linear text with all words. It can also be a non-linear text, which means it includes graphics, pictures, diagrams, charts like the ones I have here. All right. So these non-linear texts need to be interpreted in order to understand the graphics. What are the things that you have to take note? You have to take note of the title. You have to take note of the subtitles, if there's heading, if there's caption, the axis, okay, the legends, x-axis and y-axis. So these are information that you need to get before you transfer it to your answer lah, before you answer something. So another thing that you can that can help is the source of the stimulus. Probably this is from contoh for example, number of obese in Malaysia. Obese female, it is divided into male and female. So where did you get that statistic? It's from KKM, for example. So that source of the stimulus is also an information that is important. So identify and relate relevant information to the stimulus. Okay, look at the variables. Look at the vertical and horizontal scales. Study the highest value. Okay, look at the trend. So the trend for those who are trying to lose weight, they recommend diet. Diet, what kind of diet? The ones with a lot of protein, lot of vegetables, fruit, but it reduces grains, less dairy. So this is the trend for those who wants to lose weight. Normally, questions will ask you about the trend, the prominent data, for example, like the highest and the lowest. Okay, probably the fluctuation of the chart. So those are prominent data that you will have to look for when you have this kind of text, okay, non-linear text, when you have charts, graphs. Okay. So lastly, we are approaching the end of the slide. Okay, this is the last slide actually. So drawing conclusion. Once you have read a text or a paragraph, you have to draw conclusion. Some of the questions will ask you, okay, what can you conclude from paragraph 4, paragraph 5. So you have to look for that particular paragraph only. You don't have to conclude for the whole paragraph. Look at what the question wants. Okay. Read again. Read carefully of on what the question requires you. So drawing conclusion refers to the information that is implied or inferred. The information is never clearly stated. This is quite similar to making inferences. But making inferences, you have to use your prior knowledge by whatever that is available in the text ataupun in the paragraph. But when you are making a conclusion, you are deciding on certain things. So when you read, you draw conclusion based on information from the text and your own experience. So look for signal words like in conclusion, to conclude, concisely, in short. Okay, so these are the clues. Again, when you are reading, as in all the text and also paragraphs, authors will leave you trails. They will leave you hints, they will leave you clues. So these are the clues. Okay, words like this. In conclusion, transition words like this. So conclusions can be drawn by general sense of its text. Okay, you can actually look into the tone ataupun the, what do you call that? The mode of the paragraph. Is it positive? Is it negative? So by that, you can also draw conclusion. Okay, by looking at examples. Okay, so examples there, is it clear? The examples are sufficient to give you idea on what you can conclude based or what you can conclude of that paragraph. An antonym or by contrasting thought in a context. This is also to help you decide whether it's a positive comment or statement or a negative statement. Okay. In reading tests, especially in WET, you are asked on, you have to decide whether the dialogue, sometimes it involves dialogue. So you have to decide whether the tone is positive or not negative, or is it optimistic, or is it a happy one? So you have to decide and you have to make conclusion out of that. Okay, so that's all for my session, my sharing session today, and I hope it refreshes your whatever that you have learned in class, in Madam Maisara's class, in Madam Aisha, Madam Nazra, and Miss Mariam. I'm sure they also did a great job in teaching you how to read, the reading skills as well. And I'm just here to emphasize and also to help you understand better by giving you probably different examples. All right. I think that's all for me. Any question from the students or from my friends here as well? Anything that I left out?
All right, thank you so much, Puan Athirah. As she said, we are moving towards the final part of our session, which is Q&A, right? Okay, but maybe before that, while waiting for all of you, the students to maybe type in or ready with your questions to Puan Athirah, maybe I would like to add a little bit on just now before drawing conclusion was apa tu? Information transfer, right?
Yes.
Yes, the one that you shared was more to the MUET formatting, which we
Yes.
analyze the graphics and whatsoever. For ELC151, it's how you transform or transfer the information from the linear text into
To a
non-linear text. Yes. But somehow it's quite, it sounds very easy, but it's quite sometimes difficult because the words are different, kan? They make
They are not going to give you exactly
exactly.
the answer as it is from
Yeah.
the, of course you have to like somehow paraphrase.
Mm.
Similarly with listening, when you listen to a direct information, but when you transfer the information from the listening audio to a text, it's quite difficult. I would say it's difficult,
Yeah,
which
me
is
too.
why I'm amazed at how siapa tadi yang
Just now, the first guy tadi.
first guy, Azhan
Ah.
mentioned that listening is
Easy for him.
easy. I think
Yes.
listening is the hardest part.
Correct. That's the hardest for me too. Yes, kan?
Mm.
Because we really need to listen, and then if we have so many questions, and then it's not the same words that they are asking.
You have to transfer using your own sentence. You have to
Yes.
transfer using your own words.
Okay, so please, if anyone, maybe if you do not have any questions, maybe you want to share your thoughts or your experience, kan?
Yeah.
You
If,
can also share. Just
probably some of you here have sat for MUET, so you can share your experience. Jap,
Yes.
do they need to sit for MUET to
They
graduate?
need, yes, they have to, but
Oh, I
most
see.
probably not this semester lah. Next semester, semester 3, after they have taken all the ELC subjects, they usually do it after semester 4 or semester 3.
They have it's still a requirement for them to
Oh,
sit.
yeah, same. Before they go for their degree.
Because here in UNIKL, not all the programs have to graduate with
Oh,
MUET.
really?
Yes.
Maybe because it's private code, for
I'm not sure.
IPTA.
I think it's because of ETEC, if I'm not mistaken. ETEC did remove that requirement.
Maybe embedded into your syllabus dah kot.
I think so. I'm not sure. But it's no longer a
Okay.
requirement.
Yes, for those who are watching us from YouTube, you can also leave your comment there if you have any questions
Questions
or
or thoughts
thoughts,
or
kan? Or maybe you just want to share your experience reading something and you want to share it with us. You find it very easy for you, ke it's very difficult for you.
which one is the hardest?
Yes. Okay, just unmute your microphone here if you are on WebEx or if you're on YouTube, then just leave your comments there.
Lalu student UiTM ni, they are all shy cat.
Shy cat lah today. I think because kan dah hujan ni. So I think dah after lunch just now kan sambil listen tu.
While listening, they had lunch, and then now
Lepas tu kan they yawn and then they go doze.
it's the perfect time.
Kan?
My session is like a lullaby.
With your sweet and soft voice to Athirah, I think it really
Sleep, sleep.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Maybe we can just to kill the time. Maybe we so far there's no questions or no sharing yet, both in YouTube and Webex. Okay. So maybe I would like to just recap whatever that you have shared with us. So starting from skimming for general idea and scanning for specific information, it is very useful to answer tests or exams, right? Or even the boys here, they are all like this. Apa nama tu? Football kan? They just want to know which team score what team. So you just go back to that's the function of having skimming and scanning, kan? For specific goal tu saja. Okay. So that's for skimming and scanning. Finding the meaning of unfamiliar words in contextual clues with several clues, clear definition, synonym, antonym, inference, and there are few more. Looking for central thought or message in identifying main ideas, distinguishing main ideas, general idea, and also supporting details to describe, explain, and expand the main ideas. It tells you the WH questions, right? For supporting details. And this is also important, not just for reading skills, but I think reading skills in ELC, but also reading skills in general, where this is a good lesson for us to not viral the fake news or information by learning making inference, right? Because we
Yeah.
can have
If
an
you ask,
educated guess.
you have to look for facts and also information before you actually conclude something atau concur on something.
Yes. Okay. It's not only for non-linear. It is also can be used for photos, kan? We can now know if they edit it or not, kan? Whether it is logical or not. Okay. And you also have information transfer. And last but not least is drawing conclusion, where the implied meaning is. We look for the implied meaning, or what is the authors actually inferred. Okay. I would also like to remind those winners from the Contextual Clues Kahoot game to claim your cash prize with your respective lecturer. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, it's Puan Aisha's students and also Puan Nazra's student. Okay.
I need to have more cash winning
Next time.
activities.
Kan, baru dia
So probably
engaging.
because of the time also lah, Madam Aisha,
Yes,
because
yalah,
it's lunch
betul-betul.
hour, I understand, it's okay.
And they also have class at 2. So sekarang pun dah azan and everything, so they need time to
Yeah.
rest for a while, kan?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
okay.
let's have a last look on our YouTube. If anyone here leave any comment, no, and Webex as well. So okay, so I think we are wrapping up, yeah? We are wrapping up. So I would like to ask everyone to switch on your camera so that we can take a screenshot of our program today. Anyone yang boleh buka camera, please turn it on. Bukan apa ni, Athirah, this is for our report.
It's okay. I
Kan?
understand.
Okay. Siapa yang ada, thank you,
Come show me
Haziq.
your
Okay,
beautiful makeup faces, your handsome
Ah.
faces.
In my class, I
Korang
always
semua
ask,
cantik.
kalau zaman PKP dulu kan, yang budak lelaki tu sibuk nak mencari tudung. Tu yang headline tu. Nak budak lelaki cari tudung. Alasan tak mau buka kamera kan? Allah. Okay. Siapa ada tu? Okay, thank you so much everyone yang buka. Izzat Syaban. Then my
You're
student.
sharing your device. All can be in
Yeah,
that one camera so that we can capture everyone's face.
Who's taking? Who's screenshotting it?
Do we have anyone else want to switch on the camera?
I think so. There are more kot.
There's Nadira and friends.
Ya, jangan malu-malu.
Nadira, Fatihah.
I'm just like your Madam Maisara, your Madam Aisha. I'm just the same.
Aidani, Akmal,
It's not
where
biting.
are you? Faiz. Even if you are at PTDI, you can still switch on your camera.
Even you are having your lunch, I'm okay with that. Sambil ambil gambar, sambil suap makan, okay, no problem.
Alright, I think okay,
Tapi
we're good.
jangan pula sambil angkat takbir pula.
You get into
Ambil
the
gambar.
frame.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay. Smile. 1, 2. Sekejap, ada yang baru nak muncul kat screen tu.
Dia bagi gambar tangan je tu.
Okay, tak apalah. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, sekejap Alright, let's move on to the next one. Okay, buat simbol-simbol love sikit. Cik lah. Okay guys, 1, 2. Sekejap Okay.
Okay.
1, 2. Okay. Alright, maybe just a bit of a screenshot of the other pages.
We done?
Okay, alright.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Miss Mariam, for that. Okay, please, yeah, those who are who are on YouTube, of course, you cannot open anything there.
Wait, Miss Sarah, before we
Yeah, there's a
forget,
comment
the
cannot
link
open,
for
madam, there.
students to fill in.
Yes, please fill in the
Google
attendance
form
and
link.
feedback form. Wait, Puan Aisyah, could you help me pasting it up here? I'm losing the link.
Pin it again.
This one is speaking. Where is it? I dah hilang dah. Okay, there you are. Okay, please fill in the attendance for today's session by clicking the link on your chat box. Is there one in? Thank you, Madam Nazra. Those on YouTube too. Why it's not a link when I copy? Did someone also have on YouTube too? Okay. All right. That's it. I would like to thank again, especially to Puan Athirah and the committee members for making this a success. We have done with the two seminars for ELC webinar. Hopefully we can do this again next time. Maybe Puan Athirah pula invite us.
InsyaAllah
Kan?
boleh.
Who knows, insyaAllah. So I hope everyone involved are gaining valuable insights. Okay. Till we meet again next time, insyaAllah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and goodbye.
Thank you everyone. Thank you for your time. Good luck for your test after this.
Thank you, Athirah.
Bye, thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
So I hope everyone involved are gaining valuable insights. Okay. Till we meet again next time, insyaAllah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and goodbye.
Thank you everyone. Thank you for your time. Good luck for your test after this.
Thank you, Athirah.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Thank you.
Serius
Wait, Tira.
By the
Serius
way,
kau muka kau.
Bye, thank you everyone.
for gaining valuable insights. Okay. Till we meet again next time, insyaAllah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dah dekat YouTube YouTube dah habis.
Dah. YouTube dia lambat sikit.
Okay, dah habis.
Serius lah masih
Alhamdulillah.
muka. Kan serius sangat.
Weh, thank you. By the way,
Weh.
Yeah,
Laju
thank you.
gila. Sama ada aku yang laju.
No, tak juga. Sebabnya kan dah cover. Takut reading kan jadi dry pula nanti kan.
Tak lah, mungkin sebab ni kot. Memang
Recording
dah
kat
time
YouTube dah stop
time makan. Kesian budak-budak.
Ada budak yang tak dapat attendance.
Tak pernah tu. Kesian. Nak tanya lebih-lebih.
Dekat WhatsApp pun boleh kot.
Boleh.
Ha.
Cha, kau number Cha.
Apa?
Kau number.
Oh ya, ha. Allah.
Okay korang,
terima
aku
kasih,
nak
Rex.
kena gerak dulu. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Berluar
Thank you,
kena
bye.
macet
Thank you.
pula, T-Rex.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, thank you so much, T-Rex.
Jangan serik. Bye.
Jangan serik nanti jemput lagi insyaAllah.
Allah. Thank you. Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.
Share account number kat live YouTube.
Tak apa, tak apa. Tak apa.